and welcome to another edition of WineMastery.co. This is episode 5 and part 2. In the previous episode, in the previous part to this episode, we took a quick look at a Sauvignon from South Africa.
Yep.
Very nice it was too. And now we're going to move on to the next Sauvignon, which is from
Chile. We're moving on to Chile now. Now, I may have said before, South Africa offers excellent value for money, and Chile do too. Now, what I found, I may have mentioned this before, and I may mention it again, but Chile, when wines were kind of powering up in price, everybody else was looking for better value for money, and the Chileans did kind of step up to that mark. But what they almost did with that is they tarred themselves with a cheap and cheerful brush, which is not true at all. I think the Chilean wines, you get amazing value and amazing quality as well. So we're going to try a Sauvignon from Chile.
Excellent. And so obviously both Southern Hemisphere wines.
Yep.
And you may not know, but are they roughly the same sort of latitude in terms?
They are indeed, yes.
Okay.
In fact, the two wines we've chosen as well this evening are practically identical. So, there we go, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Cheers.
We're looking at a very, very similar climate, which again is quite a warm climate, and again which helps the berry or the fruit kind of achieve more juice in there, a little bit lusher. And so I'm actually very interested to try this because I've not tried this for a long, long time. Now I can see that it's a little more. Yeah, just from looking, it's fairly obvious anyway. It's got a little bit more kind of more yellow in there, a little bit more hair colour kind of there. Not quite as light and easy as the South African. Now I am expecting big things from this one because this is it's made in the Casablanca region, which is a kind of one of the top growing areas in Chile. There are lots of kind of pockets of fantastic areas where the grapes grow very well, and then there's kind of cheaper areas where they mass-produce grapes, and they're kind of put into, they blend a lot of them to make a cheaper wine, and obviously not as good quality. So this is, as I say, from Casablanca. See, now that has got more in the way. That's more tropical fruit. That's more melon in there. Compared to, but then it has there's that lemon in there. That lemon comes through clearly for me, but I don't get the freshly mown grass from that one, and I don't get the
nettle.
The nettle's not there for me. No. Which is good.
That's good.
Well, it's a horse for cause. It's good because it shows it's a very different style.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that one. See again. That one does have very interesting. That's a lot more complex than the South African one we had. That's still holding on there, isn't it?
The word that came to mind was deeper, but obviously same thing as complex. It was a lot more going on there.
Well, definitely, yeah.
Fuller taste.
That's definitely, but it's still not leaning towards which I would expect the lemon and the lime. I'm still not getting that from there. And the melon is much more apparent as well in the flavour there, much more.
I think it's almost smell the melon more than the taste.
Yeah, well, a lot of times. And sometimes that shows if a wine is good or bad as well. If you can smell it quite strongly, what you should be smelling, you should be tasting as well. And because, as you're saying there, you can smell the melon more than taste it, that wouldn't, it's not particularly a good thing.
Is it not?
No, I would expect more from that. You okay?
Excuse me, guys, I'm just too ambitious with that one.
This happens as well, especially at tastings when we're doing the slurpy noise. You have to be very careful. But again, it's very, very soft. The acidity isn't in there. I would describe that, it is there, but it's not overpowering. So I'd probably describe that as a well-balanced wine. But
you said it's drier than the previous.
I'd said the other one was drier.
Really?
I thought the other one was a little bit sharper than this one. Right. This one is more rounder, better mouthfeel again. But still quite enjoyable. But there's a because it is leaning off more into a definite style there than the South African one we had. It would be a little bit more. I don't know. This isn't one that perhaps you would take to anybody. Anybody could kind of like. This has got a little bit more. I don't know how to describe it. More power, more flavour.
Well, as you say, it's more complex. It's.
See, and that's for me. Almost tastes a little bit as sweet as a marshmallow for me.
Sweet as a marshmallow.
Marshmallowy, yeah, and that shouldn't really be in there. But it is subjective, and that's what I taste in there.
So when you say that you taste marshmallow, or the sweetness of marshmallow.
Not the actual marshmallow, not the sweetness as such, marshmallow. Yep.
Really? I've got so much work to catch up with you.
Well, we'll get there, and that's what these are about, you know. Well, I bet you will join us.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be much more fun, even, you know, sitting in front of a computer screen, as I've done myself with glass, is always much more fun than sitting in front of a computer screen without.
Indeed, yeah. So, and I think that this one's retailing around about £12-13. Around about there. It's from Santa Rita, a Chilean winemaker. Santa Rita, Chilean wines have really come on leaps and bounds and have become fairly fashionable. Definitely within the last kind of 5 to 8 years. But Santa Rita are at the kind of forefront of this. We've stocked Santa Rita Chilean wines for 20 odd years. We're definitely for the 20 years I've been here. We've been selling this. I've never been disappointed with anything from them.
Maybe I'll check out where they are and put a point on the website so you can see exactly where the vineyards are.
And again, the kind of signature grape, you know, for the Chileans, it will be leaning more towards Cabernet Sauvignon. They're not that famous for their Sauvignons, so it'll be interesting once we get into the reds, once we go down that line, to see what Santa Rita are offering with the Cabernet Sauvignon.
One thing you said last time we did the video was that I think it might have been a couple of episodes ago. You mentioned about the red bean where they're leaving the grape in.
Yeah.
So you get the red colour. So does that mean that you actually have you can get 2 wines from one grape? So you mentioned Cabernet Sauvignon. Can you get a white Cabernet Sauvignon or?
Not a white Cabernet Sauvignon, or we don't make a white Cabernet Sauvignon as such. But yeah, you can get obviously white, the famous one is Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir being a red grape, they use the Pinot Noir to make champagne with Chardonnay. They blend the two together. But there are actually examples as well where the white grape skin is left with the white grape juice, which is called Surly or Andalise, and again, which is used in champagne, but obviously with the Chardonnay. And basically, it kind of usually when making wine, they will kind of, or white wine, I should say, they will squeeze the grape juice, and the grape skin will go off. And sometimes they do things where they can make a kind of there's a liquor and an alcohol which you can make from that. Grappa is the famous one, a kind of a very strong spirit which you make from grape skins. But 9 times out of 10, it's just kind of thrown aside, and then they take the juice and do what they're going to do with the juice. But Surly, which is, as I said, which is champagne, and there's a couple of French wines which do this as well. They actually leave the grape skin and the juice together, which is unusual for a white wine. But what that tends to do is impart a little bit more flavour in there, make it a little bit softer and take that acidity away. But not a lot of people do it. But that is a famous one for champagne, as I say. And yeah, they do the Pinot Noir, they just take the juice off. So although it is a red grape, they're making a white wine from it.
Okay, fine. I know you can get some French wines that are the same. Chateauneuf de Pape there's a white version as well.
There are indeed, yeah.
So, yeah. I remember going to a restaurant and trying to impress a young lady at the time and asking which Chateauneuf de Pape, and I asked the wine waiter if he could tell me the difference, and he said, certainly sir, this one is red and this one is white.
I like that guy, what's your Which restaurant was that? No. But I'd like to go there sometime. Which did you choose? Was it the white or the red?
We chose the red.
Okay.
We chose the red.
Nice evening?
Very nice evening,
Okay.
thank you. Yes, very, very nice evening. Yes.
Good.
It was my wife, so I am allowed to talk about it. Well, she's my wife now. She wasn't.
Right, let's...
Very nice evening. Let's leave it there.
You just... she'll be watching.
She will. Hi. Should we call this one quits then?
Well, yeah, we'll call this one for this Sauvignon, yeah, and let's, in the third part, we're going to look at a New Zealand Sauvignon.
Oh, excellent. Look forward to that. See you in the next one. Cheers.
We did a note as well. Yeah.